So thank you for joining us today on Friday afternoon, even though that you might be listening to Taylor Swift, I don't know. So thank you. Eventually, the agenda today is to talk a little about the work that Bliss did a little bit on the AI. I will not give that spoils. And then eventually we'll have two amazing speakers today with us, Carlos and Mohamed. And then we might have do a special Q&A for you. So thank you and enjoy the show. I will now give the stage to Antonio, and hopefully you are listening, right? And you are seeing welcome. I believe so. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. I will now give you. Go ahead and have fun, Antonio.
Hello, everybody. Over here and over. Where's the camera? I don't know where the camera is. It's an honor to compete with this weather and Taylor Swift. I hope it's worth it. I'll do a short presentation of Bliss, but before I go through it, I'll show you a reel. It's 1 minute and a half of what we do over here. Let's hope you hear this.
Hopefully, yeah.
What happens when creativity and process team up? Bliss happens.
Perfect. So you've seen here that we position.
What happens when?
Okay. Somewhere between a creative agency and a consultancy company, we try to get the best of a creative agency in terms of culture, in terms of how we relate to our teams, and what the consultancies do best in terms of process, approaching clients, and doing it in a strategic way. And we do that to think and build great digital products, from product design to implementation as well. We've been doing that. This should show up an image somewhere. We've been doing that for more than a decade. The company was born in 2009. And this is one of the first projects. This should be moving, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't move, doesn't matter. So it started off when iPhone 2 was launched. This is iPad, the first one. And the first things we did were mostly engineering, mostly games, because they were testing out this thing of having touch screens and mobile devices that go with us to everywhere. And innovation was at the core of Bliss at that point. And I can talk a bit about that, but since we got bigger, now we are this time we were 4 people. I wasn't there yet. We are now 200 and something. And we try to have innovation still in our blood, although it's way different the way we do it now, and it has to be much more intentional. Here was at the core, now we have to embed it in the organization. And I'll talk a bit about that in a bit. So we've won some awards coming here, some innovation awards, but mostly product awards, design awards here in Portugal and internationally. Our team, those 200 people, are more or less split with how this graph shows. We have around 70 people in the design department, which includes product strategy, product research, design, digital design, motion, design system specialists, and so on. And we have a bigger team of engineering with offices here, Porto, Boston, and now in Denmark. And we work from strategy to execution. And I'm talking here execution in terms of design and obviously engineering as well. We do that partnering with the client in their vision and strategy. And sometimes this work comes out of the gate from the client side. And then we develop the experience and we develop what the product will be at the end, so it gets well implemented by the engineering team. And the way we work together, it's one of the key, I think, for our success. Our engineers really think experience, and our designers really take care and think about how the experience we are designing will be implemented. And this synergy is key to implement great products. We work with multiple brands that you know and in different sectors, but I'll go a bit further. So we are doing a couple of projects that involve some AI. We did that with Portuguese clients, which are international tech clients. We are doing that with a big company here in Portugal. But here I'll talk a bit on how you're thinking. We are thinking in the implementation, what the impact of this AI will have in our work as designers. And I'll start by a talk that you probably all know, the AI talk last year. Let's see what are the news this year. But there were four points that I think we can take out of Figma configs talk in AI. The first one is the navigation. The way we interact with products will shift more towards a conversational conversational approach. So maybe it will be less demanding in terms of screen and interface interaction. It's a maybe, but we'll see this happening a lot. It will accelerate, AI will accelerate the design work, coming from research to obviously design system and UI implementation. Product designers will shift, hopefully, AI will take care of our most boring tasks of putting a button from one side to the other and so on. It will take care of that most technical and frequent tasks, and it will demand from us to have a more to be more thinkers in the process and not just builders. And then one thing that will be a bit more scary is the last point, which is Figma wants everybody to use Figma. And that will lower the barrier to entry in what we do, and it will have a lot of people with strong opinions interacting with our flows, our screens, and our design work. From research on FigJam to design on Figma and obviously dev mode. So thinking about the impact that AI will have, we'll see a bunch of things happening. This is obviously an hypothesis of what the future will hold, but we'll see, thinking from our perspective as an agency, as a consultancy, we'll have a lot of teams in our clients and agencies that compete with us, shortening the design process into a couple of steps, because we can do flows with AI, we can do research with AI, we can do some mock-ups with AI as well. So this will compete with the way we like to do design. And this obviously will shift a bit how we compete, how we have to compete with whoever is wanting to get the same projects as we are. Then a lot of work that we already do will be able to be done with AI-supported tools and low-code tools as well. Talking about low complexity portals like we have now you see a bunch of tools that already you can prompt and they can do a landing page in 3 seconds. But obviously this will get more mature, and low complexity portals can be done with AI-supported tools. And obviously some works that we do more on technical aspects, like design system, extending the flows that we've already designed with good UI. And if you have a strong design system, it can be applied to larger flows if they are prompted correctly with good requirements. So this will start to happen, hopefully with more quality, but this is also a menace to the people that already do this by hand, and how we are paid for. Afterwards, we see Figma presenting itself, and you just looking at configs agenda for this year. Last year was design system, a bit of product, a bit of dev. Now you have design, product, and dev. It's 3 tracks. So you see the Figma making itself as a tool for everybody, which can be a good thing. It can be a great thing for product, and it makes sense. But we need to understand how us as designers can position ourselves in a different world where we don't dominate the tool. Like the tool is for everybody, and it's the space where we spend most of our work. And in the future, the first point that I mentioned before, when we can do a transfer, just asking our Siri to send money to Isabella, my friend, sent €1, and there's no screen. Hopefully you didn't miss that much. But yeah, so I was saying that looking at a very simple way of designing the process, coming from a business goal, a business objective, to our handoff in the horizontal axis, and if you look at technical expertise in the x-axis, this is how we do at Bliss. Usually we have researchers occupying more or less half of the process of design and doing a very, in some cases, not too deep analysis of user behavior and psychology and so on, because the timeline that demands differently. And we have the product and digital designers occupying a very big space that goes from low-level technical expertise to deeper technical expertise until handoff. And if this that I showed before happens, we will see a shift. So AI will occupy a bit of the higher technical expertise. I'm talking about design system and components, building components, applying UI or a different look and feel to screens that are already mapped out and with good wireframing. AI will be able to do that and extend flows that are already well shaped with good prompts. AI will be able to do that. So we'll move a bit away from the Figma small things to becoming more broader. So we'll see product designers. We need product designers to understand product metrics, to do operational research, to do benchmark, to do usability testing, which are more of involve more of soft skills of understanding business, relating to people, and facilitation skills than hardcore technical skills. On the other side, if AI takes a bit of the superficial research efforts, it will be much easier to do this kind of research. So our UX researchers, as seniors and technical specialists in this area, will have to go much deeper. So to add value, it's not enough to do a quick benchmark. They need to really understand the user, understand the business, and how to combine user needs with business goals to develop design good products. And this will require us to understand different things and to study different things. So product designers, for instance, really understand the business you're working with, understanding the business goals, the KPIs that you need to work on, and facilitating even a meeting, not even a workshop, obviously that, but in a meeting, understand how to position yourself and be the voice of the user will be even more important, because the building screens and so on will become easier in the future. The UX researcher, on the other side, they have to be the experts, the head of the user every time, understanding and giving information to the business of what the product's future should look like, and be consultants for the product designers and help them be more aware of what the direction of the product should be in terms of fulfilling user needs according to their beliefs and so on. So this apparently small shift, so focusing more on facilitating, understanding business on product design side, on the UX side, be a bit more deep, is a move that we are already promoting here at Bliss with the types of training that we are providing, the way we assemble process, the way we integrate design tools in our process. And we are doing that in some steps. This is a formal presentation we did a while back. So we are not changing anything drastically now, but we are starting to think and move the company, the organization slightly into this direction. So we are changing the definition of roles. We are promoting training for everybody that are prompting people to gain these kinds of skills to be ready for the future that is coming. We've created an AI task force that is testing tools like the one Mohammed will present next, that embed AI within our process through Figma plugins or similar, like we are using Grammarly or AI tools to do transcripts and summaries, and that help us throughout the process. And in the meantime, we are understanding how AI works and the power that it has when embedded in the product. And later stage, we will be better at understanding how AI really changes the way people interact with products and how we should embed features that really help the users of those products and aren't just gimmicks. Like we see nowadays, every feature, every product has AI, but you try to use it and it's not that helpful yet. So yeah, basically this is what we are doing and thinking of Bliss, and yeah, hopefully we are in the right direction. Otherwise, we'll shift a bit and it's okay. Thank you very much.